Cassius Marcellus Clay was born in Louisville, Kentucky on January 17, 1942, nobody would have ever guessed that that little boy would one day change not only his name, but also his religion, and that those changes would go on to become part of the persona of history's greatest boxer. The man who came to be known as Muhammad Ali originally got into boxing as a way to deal with a local bully who had stolen his bicycle. With the guidance, coaching, and leadership of a local police officer, Ali would go on and become a prize-winning, a top-notch prize fighter before the age of 20. The first of Muhammad Ali, or the first of Clay's big victories, came before he was even 20 years old. They came between the years of 1954 and 1960. They consisted of 6 Kentucky Golden Gloves championships and 2 national Golden Gloves titles. These victories led Ali in 1960 to a spot on the U.S. boxing team for the Rome Olympics. Ali went undefeated at the Olympics and went on to win a gold medal for the U.S. This victory at the Olympics caught the attention of a local fighting management group in Louisville, Kentucky. This is the group that would one day lead Ali to be a professional boxer. In 1964, after only 2 professional fights, Ali was given a shot to fight Sonny Liston for the world heavyweight title of boxing. Though Liston was heavily favored in the fight, Muhammad Ali had a amateur record coming in at 19-0 and a professional record of 2-0. Clay preached to the media that he would knock out Sonny Liston in just 6 rounds, predicting his victory. Clay went on and beat Liston when Liston refused to come out at the end of the 6th round. Following that fight, the man known as Cassius Marcellus Clay announced to the world that he had converted and became a black Muslim. He also announced shortly after that he would change his name from Cassius Marcellus Clay and would from then on be known as Muhammad Ali. He joined a very controversial group called the Nation of Islam. Over the next 2 years, Ali would defend his title 9 different times against 9 different opponents. The loss that would finally take his title from him did not come in the ring at all. It came in the form of a court's decision when Muhammad Ali refused to go and fight in the Vietnam War. In 1967, Ali was drafted to the U.S. Army to fight in Vietnam. For religious reasons, Ali refused to fight and claimed that he had no problem with any of the Vietnamese, the Viet Cong. Instead, he would rather stay here and fight for his freedom in America. In this video clip, Ali passionately defends his decision not to fight in Vietnam.
I'm not going to help nobody get something my Negroes don't have. If I'm going to die, I'll die now, right here fighting you. If I'm going to die, you my enemy. My enemies are white people, not Vietnam, not Chinese or Japanese. You my foes when I want freedom. You my foes when I want justice. You my foes when I want equality. You won't even stand up for me in America for my religious beliefs, and you want me to go somewhere and fight, but you won't even stand up for me at home.
I must confess, I thought he was quite disloyal at the time.
The court decision, when the courts found Ali guilty of draft evasion, sentenced him to 5 years in prison, and charged him a $10,000 fine. Because of that, because of several different appeals, Ali never went to prison, but his boxing license was taken away. It wasn't until 3 years later when when a legal loophole made it so that Ali could once again return to professional fighting in Georgia. The legal loophole was that the state of Georgia had no professional boxing commission, therefore there was no need for a license for him to fight. In 2005, I did an interview with Muhammad Ali at his Michigan estate. When asked what the scariest moment of his career was, Ali responded that refusing to go to Vietnam was not only the scariest, but also the proudest moment in his career. For the first time, he was truly standing up for not only his religion, but also his morals. Years later, in 1971, the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Ali's conviction, and he was once again allowed to fight professionally. There were several people who were skeptical that Ali would be able to return to fighting because he had spent the prime years of his career away from the ring. On October 30th, 1974, Ali would be given a chance to fight for the world heavyweight title against George Foreman. This fight became known as the Rumble in the Jungle. Ali went on and won that fight. He regained his world title and proved all of the skeptics wrong. In his book, or in his October 30th, 2009 article, How Rumble in the Jungle Shook Up the World, by David Steele, author David Steele reports, "You have to be of a certain age to know how differently Ali was viewed by the public before the fight and afterwards. Being the aging underdog at 32 against a champ as menacing as Foreman, and then beating him so memorably to become the second heavyweight ever to regain his crown, cast the one-time public enemy number one into new light." Ali went on to retire in 1981, and when he hung up his gloves for good. Since retiring, Ali has enjoyed a very active retirement. He lit the Olympic cauldron at the 1996 Atlanta Games, and can be seen around the world at several different charity events. Ali runs an organization called GOAT, which stands for Greatest of All Time, where they help several different charities around the world. To this day, Ali can still be heard uttering his signature phrase, "I am the greatest."